Today we are going to talk about reflections. We're going to talk about reflecting them over the x-axis and the y-axis on a coordinate plane. So a reflection is just like what you would think, a reflection in the water or a reflection in the mirror. Okay, so a reflection on the coordinate plane produces a mirror image of a figure over a line of symmetry. Okay, so a reflection means that we are going to flip it. So a translation was a slide, and a reflection is a flip. A reflection across the x-axis will flip the sign of the y-coordinate. So if it was the point 4, 2, when you flip it across the x-axis, it would be the point 4, negative 2. A reflection across the y-axis will flip the sign of the x-coordinate. So if it was, the original was negative 3, negative 1, and you flipped it across the y-axis, the image would be positive 3, negative 1. And you can use a graph to do these, which is how we're going to start. And later we're going to reflect it across other lines. Just like the translation, the size of the original figure remains the same, therefore its image is congruent. Okay, so first we're going to talk about reflecting over the x-axis. So down here, this is our x-axis. So each point, we are just going to flip over the x-axis. So if we look at the point Q, it is one box away from our x-axis, our red line. So we're going to move it straight up and 1 point away. And that's going to be Q with our little line. Okay, then if we count from the x-axis up to the G, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. So instead of being 4 above, I'm just going to be 4 below. 1, 2, 3, 4. And since Q and G are connected, we are going to connect them down here. Then we're going to count point L. It is 2 away from our line, so we're going to move it down from the line 2. Okay, so there's our point L. And we're going to connect our L to our G and our L to the Q. So this is the shape GLQ reflected over the x-axis. On our next example, we are still reflecting across the x-axis. So I'm going to draw me a line on the x-axis. Okay. So all of these are above the x-axis. So when we finish, they will all be below. Okay, so I'm going to start. I'm going to count. A is 1, 2, 3 points away. So I'm going to count down from the green line. 1, 2, 3 points. And that is our A. And then D is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 above. So I'm going to move it on the same line. Down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there is our point D. And I'm going to connect A to D. Next I have M. M is also 5 away from our x-axis, so I'm going to move it down below, 5 away, and I'm going to connect that line. And then W is 1, 2, 3, 4 points away, so I'm going to move it 1, 2, 3, 4 points away and draw the line. And then, oops, I miscounted. Alright, so from the green line it was 1, 2, 3, 4. And the reason I know I miscounted is because my shape on the bottom was not the same as my shape on the top. And then if I connect W to A, see I have a diagonal line. And if I had done it where I originally counted, it would have been straight across. Okay, so to reflect it across the x-axis, you just count how many boxes it's away and just do the same on the other side of the x-axis. Okay, on these examples, we're going to reflect over the y-axis. So I'm going to draw the line straight down the y-axis. And I'm going to start with this red point down at the bottom. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points away. So I'm going to move it 5 points away on the other side. And then the yellow point was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points away. So I'm going to move it 9 points away on the other side. And then the blue one at the top, okay, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 away. So I'm going to move it 8 away on the other side. And I've got to make sure that I connect my line. So this is a reflection of that image over the y-axis. So on the next one, again, we're working on the y-axis. So I'm going to draw my line down the y-axis. The red point is 1, 2, 3, 4 away. So I am going to move it 4 away. The yellow point is 6 away. So I'm going to move it 6 away on the other side. The green point is all the way across, which is 10. So I'm going to move it 10 away over here. And then the blue is 5 away. So I'm going to move it 5 away. And then I'm going to make sure to connect my lines. So then I have a reflection. That line's a little crooked. There we go. A reflection of this shape over the y-axis.